Saw this girl whose friend brought only $200 to Miami, and I thought that was crazy. So I'm making a video on how to not get finessed on girls trips.
Welcome to the Renewal. Please be sure to like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Girl trips gone wrong. Comment below if you ever taken a trip and just wish you would have just stayed at home or just went alone in the first place. The only girl trips I take and will be taking are with my close cousins. That's it. People that I know and trust. A girls trip can quickly turn into chaos if you barely know the people or person you're traveling with. You don't want people to ruin the vibes with their mood swings or taking on their expenses because they didn't budget correctly, or be sitting around babysitting a grown adult. Some people can be really bad at holding their alcohol, and some people like running off with strangers, compromising your safety. It can just be all types of chaos. Just don't even put yourself through it, child. But let's get into the video.
Story time about my girls' trip to Vegas that went horribly wrong and then ended with me being cussed out by your guys' favorite rapper. So to protect the identity of everybody in this situation, I will be using code names clearly, but we're gonna start off with 4 girls, okay? Myself being one of the girls, obviously. So the 4 girls are myself, my cousin, we're gonna call this girl Pebbles, and then we're gonna call my bestie who was on this trip, we're just gonna call her Bestie, just to make things simple. So it's my cousin's graduation from college. Obviously it's a huge thing. I want to celebrate it. We love celebrating, so of course this is a huge achievement, right? You're graduating from college. Of course we have to go on a girls trip, and of course it just makes sense to go to fucking Vegas, because why not? So I set up everything for this trip. I set up the room. I have a plug that will get us free rooms. I have like all the situations set up. So pretty much we don't have to spend any of our own money. So I'm planning pretty much this trip 100% by myself. And my cousin, she brings Pebbles, which is her best friend. And then I bring my bestie to this trip, okay? Obviously we had a group chat with all 4 of us in it, just discussing the trip and like what our itinerary was, whatever. The day comes, we all have different flights. So me and Bestie have one flight, and then Pebbles and cousin have the same flight. So we all land at different times though. So me and Bestie land pretty early in the day. My cousin and and Pebbles, they land a little bit later than us. And then while me and my bestie are getting dressed to go to dinner, I get a text from my cousin and Pebbles in the group chat. And they said, hey, we're gonna stop at this Jamaican food spot for dinner because we haven't ate all day. So I'm like, okay, cool, yeah, no worries. We'll see you guys when we see you, like no rush. We'll all link up to go out later that night. So it just so happened, I'm gonna call my friend Ace. So my homeboy Ace that just happened to be out there the same time as me is out there doing his thing, whatever. And he hit me and was like, hey, do you want to go get dinner with my friends? He had a group of friends that were out in Vegas, and they just happened to be staying at the same hotel as like our whole group. So I'm like, yeah, sure, you know, whatever. So we all link up for dinner. So it's me and Bestie and then Ace and all his homeboys or whatever. And Ace, he's a little bit of a baller, whatever. So he rented out like this whole area of like the restaurant that we were at. So time goes by and we're enjoying the dinner with Ace and his friends and me and Bestie. We're just having drinks, we're eating. We've been there for a minute at this point, and my cousin still hasn't pulled up to the hotel. By the time she gets there, I tell her, hey, come meet me at this restaurant. I'll give you the hotel key so that you can go up to the room and just, you know, get ready so that we can go out later tonight. My cousin hits me and she's like, hey, I'm outside. So I meet them outside of the restaurant and I give them the key. Pebbles fixes her mouth to say, oh, so you guys are just gonna go out to dinner and not tell us anything? And I'm like, girl, y'all have food in your hand. Y'all went to a Jamaican spot by yourselves. Like, I can't help that you chose to do something different. And she's like, well, why wouldn't you tell us that you guys were going out to eat at a nice restaurant, and you know, like you guys rented out like a whole area of the restaurant and you didn't even tell us? Like, we would have rather have did that. So I proceed to tell her like, oh girl, like, you know, it is what it is. You guys, you know, it was last minute. Had I known that you guys were gonna take that long, you know, you guys wouldn't have even made it in time. Like, it was just like a coincidence that my friend was out here and we all just went to dinner last minute. Mind you, Pebbles I have only known for like less than a year. Like I had seen her maybe once or twice in passing with my cousin, but like I didn't know her like that. She's not my friend. She is my cousin's best friend. So like for you to even start talking to me like that, red flag already. And it's not even day one. It's hour one of this girls trip. So my cousin kind of intervenes and she's like, you know, whatever, it's cool. Like, we're going to go upstairs and get dressed. You know, I wish you guys would have invited us. Whatever. I guess I could have said something in the group chat. But y'all were already like 2 hours later. We had already been at the restaurant for like 2 hours. So it's like, girl, there's nothing we could do. Anyways, dinner ends. Me and Bestie go upstairs to our hotel room with Pebbles and my cousin to, you know, go out for the night. Mind you guys, this is night one. And let me say this too, actually. I got us such a beautiful hotel room. So clean, luxurious. There was 2 different wings of this hotel room, okay? Not even to like flex, but like my friends that have traveled with me before and we go out like on trips, I'd be making sure we have all the nice shit, okay? When I'm planning it, I make sure everyone has their own room, everyone's comfortable, everyone has their own situation, okay? So as we're getting dressed, Pebbles fixes her mouth to say, again, this room is dirty. This room looks so dirty. Like, who booked this room? And I'm like, girl, what do you mean? This is a 5-star hotel and we're in a huge fucking suite, okay? This isn't like, oh, one of the basic rooms, 2 bed, 1 bath. This is a big ass suite, okay? So I'm just kind of ignoring her. I'm just like, whatever. Once we go out, hopefully the energy changes and we, you know, I won't hear her mouth. We get in our Uber to go to Dre's, and if you know Dre's, that's like the best club in Vegas. It's my favorite club. I always go there every time I go. It's just such a vibe. I love just everything there. So we get into Dre's and of course Pebbles and my cousin. Pebbles tells my cousin, oh, you know, I'm gonna go to the bathroom. Let's go to the bathroom, right? And so I'm like, I don't need to go to the bathroom. Like, y'all can go, right? So my cousin was like, okay, we'll be back. We're gonna go to the bathroom as we're in the club, right? So they walk off. They go to the bathroom. Me and Bestie are just peeping out the scene. We're walking up, looking cute, whatever. And obviously, as I expected, because they were like, oh, like we don't know anybody's booth, da, da, da. Instantly, as soon as we walk in, within the next like first 5 minutes, somebody comes up to us and is like, hey, I am such and such's producer or assistant or something, and he would love for you guys to come to the artist booth. He's about to perform, you know, and hang out with us for the night. Okay, cool. But I had already told the assistant, I was like, hey, I have 2 other girls with me. I have my cousin and I have her best friend. So just make sure that there's enough room for all 4 of us. And she goes, oh, you know, don't worry about it. Don't worry. You guys are all good. Just like, you know, let me know when your cousin and her friend get out the bathroom, right? So I text the group chat with all 4 of us and I'm like, hey, we're gonna go to the artist booth. Let me know when you guys get out of the bathroom so I can grab you. And then this is when my cousin started to act a little bit weird. So she texts the group chat and she goes, why would you leave us? Why would you leave us knowing that we just went to the bathroom? How could you leave us? I'm like, girl, we didn't leave you. I just told you when you get out the bathroom, let me know. I'm gonna have the girl come down and get you guys so we can all sit together. Like, what's not clicking? So as I told them, when they got out of the bathroom, the assistant went down and grabbed the girls so that they can come to the artist booth and sit with all of us. Okay, great. However, my cousin and Pebbles both seemed like they had a little bit of an attitude, okay? You know when you're like texting somebody, you're texting your friend, but you guys are texting like when you're next to each other, like it's like you're gossiping about the situation? That's what was going on. I could clearly tell my cousin was texting Pebbles talking shit about me, okay? But the night goes on. We all are drinking. We're all having fun. Like they're ordering like all these like Don Julio bottles, like 1942, like bottles. So obviously at that point, the energy has definitely changed. Everyone's in a great mood. We're all having fun. The vibe is perfectly fine. The rapper that we were with got off of his set and he's chilling with us. We're all having fun, talking, dancing, drinking, whatever. So then Pebbles comes up to me while we're in the booth. She's like, hey, I'm gonna try to, you know, mess with the rapper. I'm gonna try to see, you know, what's up with him. Y'all, not even 3 minutes into her saying that, I hear the rapper tell me, oh, it's a dead body. Your friend's a dead body. I'm like, what? I look to my left and I see Pebbles asleep in the booth, nodding off. But as she's nodding off, she is violently throwing up on herself, on the table, on her shoes, on all the guys' shoes, on the rapper's shoes. She's just throwing up on everything inside of the ice bucket, okay, at the freaking table. What happens next? The rapper takes out his phone and he starts recording my friend throwing up on herself with the flash on.
I see why people fall out when they go to Miami. So about 3 years ago, I caught myself going on a last minute girls trip to Miami with like 4 other girls. So we already took a road trip down there. Keep in mind, y'all, like we drove my cars. So we stopped in getting gas and all of this. And I'm stopping. I noticed the first 2 stops, I'm the only person getting out the car to put some money in his goddamn tank. Bitch, that was the first red flag. So when it was time to go to the 3rd stop, I'm like, are y'all putting any money in? And then keep in mind, I'm the only person freaking driving, y'all. So on top of me driving from Atlanta to Miami, which is a 9-hour road trip, I'm stopping, I'm putting gas in here, and y'all are looking crazy when it's time to stop to put gas in my car. So yeah, I turned around, I asked them, like, are y'all putting gas in here? Now one of the girls did help me out. She only put 10 in my tank. And I'm just like, but I really wanted to go have a good time, so I didn't get to cuss nobody out just yet. So we finally make it to Miami, y'all. It's beautiful in the yams, okay? And we check inside our hotel, and I had to put down the deposit. When it was time to put down the deposit, everybody around here looking like this, crickets. So I put down the deposit, we go in the room, and we get ready. So we end up going to the beach, y'all. It was a little vibe or whatever at first. And we end up walking down the strip, and we had seen, I forgot what kind of food it is. I think they served like seafood and different things like that. And they were all like, oh yes, let's go. So we end up walking in the seafood restaurant. So they had like hookah, drinks, all of that, right? So we had ordered a hookah. We had a pineapple drink and a bowl, y'all. It was so damn good. And we just turned up having a good time, ordering food and vibing. So we sitting up here thinking about what's the move, what we're going to do that night and tomorrow. So we had made plans for the next day to go on jet skis. And I'm suggesting it. Everybody's like, yeah, that's a good idea. I definitely think we should do that. What time y'all want to do it? So I'm thinking we about to have a good ass time. So after we get done eating, the bill ends up coming, and the bill comes up to like $350. So that's when shit got crazy. So one of the girls was like, oh, hell no, I only got $20. What you mean you only have bitch, why would you take your ass to Miami with $20? Let's be so for real. So the other girl is looking at her, and she was like, yeah, girl, I'm not gonna lie, my boss didn't even pay me yet. Like, I don't know what he got going on. I'm looking like, oh hell no. So it was excuse after excuse after excuse as to why they ain't had the money to pay for the damn bill. So one of the girls end up getting up, and she's like, let's just get the fuck up out of here. And she gets up and she leaves. The other ones leave behind her. And I'm looking around like, oh my God, we about to dine and dash in this bitch. I never did nothing like that, y'all. But I got up because I'm not finna be stuck paying the bill. So after that, we head back to the hotel. And that's when I decide to get a whole different room and leave their ass, because y'all got me fucked up. I did everything else by myself on that trip, and I don't even know what the hell they did, because why would y'all even come down here with no money? I'm not finna be stuck with y'all. Like, that's crazy. That's crazy. So be mindful who y'all go on the trip with, because they definitely got my ass. And yeah,
I went on a girls trip, always in bad, and I will forever go on a solo date trip with my boyfriend every year for my birthday. I felt like I did it all right. I booked the cruise in advance 5 months prior, sorted out the pricing, booked the flights. Friend number 1, a month before the trip, starts wigging out. Like, oh, I talked to my mom. I don't know if I should go. I don't know if I should go. So I'm telling my best friend that already told me ahead of time that she couldn't go. I'm telling her the situation, like, the girl don't know if she want to go. I don't want her to ruin the mood, like da-da-da-da. My best friend invites herself and said, girl, fuck that. I just got into a settlement. I can go in her place anyway. It'll be fun. So I'm so happy. Like, oh, my real best friend coming. We're going shopping. We're getting ready for the trip. I'm so excited. The night before, so at this point, my friend that was originally supposed to go, she's like, should I go? Should I not go? I convinced her not to go at this point. Because I'm like, if you're confused, I'm just going to convince her not to go. Because my other best friend that I'm really close with is going to go, and everything's going to be fine, and everything's going to work out. So my best friend ended up paying the money to, or whatever, get her spot, secure her spot. And then tell me why the night before the trip,
the night before our flight to Miami, because you got to fly to the port. My best friend said she talked to her man and she feel like she shouldn't go on the cruise. So I'm like doing whatever to convince my friend, like, hey, like, why would you not go? Like, why would you not go? Like the night before. Anyways, I couldn't convince her to go. So now I'm finding a alternate to replace the alternate. So she's trying to find her birth certificate, trying to get her, she literally got 8 hours to prepare to go on a cruise. Anyway, she ends up making it. Then I realized I booked like the wrong flights on American. She ended up getting us some flights to Delta and pieced that shit up. To this day, I don't know how she did it, but we ended up making it to that damn port, honey. She asked me, she was like, how much do I need to pay for, old girl spot? So at this point, I said, you don't got to pay nothing, because she forfeit at the last minute. And when we called, they said that you can't get your money back from a cruise if you don't put insurance on it or whatever. I called them, they wasn't giving her money back, and I don't have the $500 to give because you didn't know if you was gonna come. So like, I land in Miami, I'm arguing with friend number one, because she's like, why would you sit here and let her take my spot for free? I'm like, well, you said you wasn't going, you forfeit your money. If you call Carnival and tell them to get your money back, then you could do that. But as far as me making her pay, I'm not doing that, because she didn't have the same courtesy of getting everything ready. Then alternate number two is like, hey, let me know when they send the money back for the flight. I'm like, they don't even give money back for the flight. But I end up disputing the flight, and they end up getting my money back. So I gave her her money back, her little $300 back. At this point, I'm just irritated, because it's just like, I just feel like everybody was just so inconsiderate. No one cares that it's my birthday, right? But then the story gets worse. So then we're at the Bahamas, and my friend that pieced up the flights is like, okay, I'm gonna do your makeup, I'm gonna do everything, we're gonna do photos, all that. We get there, she starts having a nasty ass attitude. She said that she was pregnant. Didn't even know she was pregnant. So she started wigging out because she didn't have a towel to use for the shower. But at this point, I'm just fed up, and we just getting into it. And she's like, I'm about to call a ride home. I'm about to get somebody to drive to come get me, and just on the phone acting like she about to go. So then me and the other friend that's been the most nice and easy to work with this whole time, we're in the rental car. She pulls back the seat. My phone was in the crack, didn't even think about it, and my phone shatters. So now I feel like my birthday is ruined, because I can't take no pictures. My makeup is not done. Everybody's saying I'm owing them money. I done convinced this girl to stop going just for my best friend to punk out the night before we leave. My friend that skedaddled and was able to hop on a flight in 8 hours is pregnant, and she got mood swings. My other friend that gave me no type of problems ended up accidentally breaking my phone and starts crying about it, because now I'm irritated. I'm like, can we go half for you to get my phone fixed? And it's just shambles. Then me and the friend that broke my phone is at the casino. We're both helping. We both playing. She won $100. Do you think that she helped me pay my phone, get my phone fixed, or you think she kept that $100? This is the thing. A lot of women are selfish and inconsiderate, moody, and I just feel like the more girls you add to a girl trip, the more stressful that shit is. If I cannot go with my man, I'm not going with nobody. And to this day, these same friends be like, can we go out of town together? And I just be like, hell fucking no.
I saw this girl whose friend brought only $200 to Miami, and I thought that was crazy. So I'm making a video on how to not get finessed on girls trips. So the first step is never to brag about your money. Like, don't tell them that you have money in your account. You don't necessarily need to say that you're broke, but like, if push comes to shove, you can at least say like, oh, I don't have enough to pay for you. But if you mentioned that you are like balling right now, some friends will expect for you to pay things, and that's just avoid it. There are 3 types of friends that you need to be careful on girls trips. There are the penny pinchers, there are the scammers, the straight up scammers, and then there's the freeloaders. Penny pinchers will try to save on everything, literally everything, and they don't care they're on vacation. They will want to save on every little thing, and you won't be able to enjoy yourself at all. They won't be down to do any of the things that you want to do to ruin your trip. If you guys already have like a different price point on things, like a budget, don't even go. Like, also, this friend is okay within reason. Like, it's okay to not want to splurge on certain things, but you cannot be penny pinching on every little thing on vacation. And then next are the straight up scammers. So these people will have you believing they'll pay you back, but they'll never pay you back. They'll even take it a step further and say their card is missing or there's something wrong with their bank. Don't believe it. The solution here is quite very simple, okay? You just have to say no, that you can't, and that you can't afford to. Stick by this, like stick by it. Be like, I can't. I don't have the money to afford, like to pay for you, and I can't. If they say there's something wrong with their card or bank, offer to go with them to the bank. Go inside the teller with them. See what's wrong with their account. Assure you there's nothing wrong with their account. It's just there's not enough money in it. Let's say you did pay for them. The solution here is the next expense when you guys are at paying part, tell them to pay for it. You have to have no shame and you have to tell them, pay for it, I took care of the other expense, and let them take care of it. They might not be able to, but you have to put them on the spot. And the reason for this is because this person has no intention of paying you back after the trip. They really don't. Example with Ubers, make sure that if you order the Uber once, the next person takes it, the other person takes it. And you need to set the standard on the first day because that's what they'll expect from then on. Literally, I was that friend on the girls' trips who would call people out if they didn't pay the Uber. But it wasn't it wasn't disrespectful. All you have to say is, hey girl, I ordered the Uber, the next person already ordered it, it's your turn. Done. And some girls will look at you weird when you say it because they don't expect that. They really don't expect that. But you have to be firm. And also, the reason why you have to speak up is because some girls will just not say anything. They won't offer to order the Uber. They'll just take the Ubers with you guys, all that. And they'll just never offer. And if you let them, they'll finesse you. Next one is the freeloaders. So these people are not directly finessing you, but anything you give to them, they'll happily accept and not give it back. Like if you pay for the Uber, they'll take it, but they won't offer to give you the split or whatever. They just don't feel the need. I was once on a girls' trip with a girl and she never offered to order the Uber. Never. And because me and my other friends are very generous in that way, we didn't even realize until the last day. And on the last day, we needed an Uber to go to the airport and my phone wasn't really working and my other friend's Uber account wasn't working. And we asked this one girl, can you order the Uber? And she had a problem with it. She kind of like resisted, but we were like, listen, you have to order the Uber here. The problem is we allowed it. And because she wasn't ordering the Uber once, like not even once the whole trip, she was like, no, I'm not going to order the Uber. With these type of people, you can never be generous. Don't even give. Don't ever give. Just be straight up. Just be black and white. If you pay for something, tell them straight up, you owe me this. And you know, if they pay for something, let them come to you. Because why every time you pay for something, you have to chase them down? See, you want to go on these trips with the golden friend. The golden friend is the friend that always offers, that whenever you pay for something, they'll be like, girl, how can I pay you back? Let's split it, all that, you know? And if you guys agreed to split on something, they'll send you the transfer before you even ask for it, before you guys leave the restaurant. You know this friend is straight. These are the kind of girls you want to go on a trip with. Trust me. They'll be generous, they'll be great, money will never be an issue, and you will have a bomb-ass time. Ideally, never go on trips with the freeloaders, the scammers, the penny pinchers, you know, because there will be signs before even the trip and you need to pay attention. If they never offer to pay, not even on your birthday, red flag. If they never pay you back, red flag. If they never pay you back and they're okay with seeing you after they haven't paid you back, red flag. If they are penny pinching to the point that they are willing to compromise on cleanliness and safety, red flag. If you can't remember a single time they even offered to pay for you, this is a bit of a hint. It's not a red flag, but it's a bit of a hint. If leading up to the trip, they don't have a job and they have not disclosed their plan on how to afford the trip, red flag. If they frequently steal, and I'm not talking about the one time they stole when they were a kid, but if they are a robber on a frequent basis at their grown age, red flag. If you're thinking, who else am I going to go on the trip with? Girl, you're not going to have a good time. Trust me, with these type of people, you will not have a good time. It's better to save your money and not go.
Call me crazy, but I feel like y'all girls trips be going so wrong because y'all either go on trips with bitches that y'all don't know or y'all don't really like. Every fucking 5 videos, I see something about a girls trip going awry, like going south. I'm talking about Mississippi, Red Banks, Mississippi, south, bad, horrible. And all and behold, what is it? Y'all going with bitches y'all don't know or a bitch that don't really like you. Me personally, I'm not leaving my house for a bitch I don't like or don't know. That's 1. 2, I'm not going on a trip with a bitch that I don't know how her finances are actually set up. That's why I said y'all need to go on trips with people y'all know. And see, that's the thing. If you can't afford something, or you don't have it, or you already paid for your flight and the Airbnb, and you're honest with me and you tell me, hey, like, I don't know if I actually want to go because of this and that, babes, like, I got it. I'll pay for your food, drink, and anything we want to do, but you have to be honest. Don't be on the trip acting like you this big ball and then we get somewhere and then your funds are like depleted, low, gone. You have nothing. But yeah. And I'm not really judging because it really is a learning experience. I went on a girls trip one time. I haven't been on one since. So
it seems I've got myself into a bit of a predicament here in the south of France all on my own. My Canadian friends are the ones that booked the Airbnb for our trip. However, they're not here yet. They're currently on a flight in the air with no signal. I arrived in Nice before them, so I thought instead of just waiting around at the airport, I may as well just go to the Airbnb. Do you know what I mean? It was about a 40-minute drive away. My friend had texted me the details for the Airbnb, like the door code, the level. But I've arrived to the address, and it's just a gate with no door code to be found, just some buzzers, which I have buzzed all of them multiple times and no answer. I'm quite literally in the middle of nowhere. I would be quite calm right now if only I had more battery on my phone, but it's going to die, so I have two options. Okay, I made it in the gate after half an hour because there was a car coming, so the gates randomly opened. This is definitely the apartment, but there's still no key box to get in. Okay, update. My friends landed in France. They checked the booking and the booking's been fucking cancelled. So I had to use my survival skills, jump in an Uber with the last 5% battery that I had to a random Vietnamese restaurant nearby. So I'm now at this restaurant. Obviously I was really stressed because I was thinking they speak French, they're not going to understand me, and I don't have an adapter, but luckily the Vietnamese people here were really nice. So my phone's on charge now. I've told my friends to meet me here and we need to book a new accommodation for the next 5 days. I knew something wasn't right. But what the fuck? Trust this to happen.